I am a gardener. I love being out here in nature, out in the yard and in the gardens, nurturing and growing plants, helping them to live and thrive and flourish, and just finding ways to just help them be all that they were meant to be. So I also love gardening in the heart. That's where I nurture and grow people. Plants and people really are so much alike. I have had such a fun and interesting time taking the lessons learned out here in the garden and planting them in people's hearts and helping them to grow and thrive and be all that they were meant to be. So I have a friend here with me in the garden today that is going to help me teach a valuable lesson from the garden today. And he's right over here. Now his name is, well, he's got many names, but most commonly he's known as the yellow or striped garden spider. Now, let's see if I can get down here where you can see where he's at. So right there, this is a yellow or also called striped garden spider. Very interesting, fun guy to have in the garden. Now I don't know if you can see the web that he is on, but that is actually the thing that we want to talk about today. The value of this web. Now, I know the thing that you can't see is what we want to talk about. So, I know people kind of have the tendency to view spiders as the villains, right? Something about the shape of their bodies and their long pointy legs just triggers something in most people's minds that they're creepy and they're the villains. But this is a good guy. He's doing a lot of good out here. And so if you think about this web, and if you think about the villain aspect, then you see that web as the thing that is a snare to catch unsuspecting victims and lead them to destruction. But maybe you're one of those that really looks for beauty and you see that web as a work of art. But I've been watching this guy for 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to call that web an opportunity catcher. Yeah, an opportunity catcher. Look at that. He's got something right there. That web helps this spider catch opportunities that help him to live and to thrive and to flourish and to be all that he was meant to be. That's what that web does for him. If you talk to most people, they'll probably tell you there's things about themselves or things about situations or circumstances in their lives that they wish were better, would like to improve or change in some way. And when you ask why not, a common response is, well, the opportunity just hasn't presented itself. I know what that feels like, to think and feel that that's what we're waiting on, is something to just come along and change things for us. But the truth is, life is full to overflowing with opportunities every day, opportunities of all kinds. So look at that spider. If you can see him there. Opportunity is all around us all the time. Let's learn some things from this spider and his opportunity catcher. So first of all, he isn't one of the lucky few that just happen to come creeping along and come across this web and go, oh my gosh, look, there's an opportunity catcher. I think I'll climb on board and have the easy life from now on. No, it didn't work that way. First of all, that's his. He created his own opportunity catcher, right? Second of all, when opportunity shows up, he doesn't just sit there, he jumps right on it. He takes immediate action, because delay is the same as missed opportunity. And I was going to say that life is chock full of opportunities. Sadly, mostly missed opportunities, but we can change that. Our garden spider over here, he created his own opportunity catcher. And when opportunity shows up, he acts immediately and gets right on it. Now, he's been pretty productive. I've seen him 2 or 3 times today already. Seize the opportunity. He's right there on it. And he's about got that all taken care of, fully nourished and grown by it, being all that he was meant to be from that opportunity. Others, however, they came along, he jumped right on it just like before and grappled with it for a while, and for whatever reason, it just kind of slipped away. Sometimes things are like that. It doesn't mean that the web didn't work, that you don't see the spider packing up and going off to sit over there on a flower all by himself and saying, this doesn't work, I'm not doing this anymore, and wait to be spoon-fed. I ain't doing that. I ain't spoon-feeding no spider. But I don't have to worry. He's got a better attitude than that. The one that slipped away, not discouraged at all. He's right back there waiting for the next opportunity to come by to jump on it and make the best of it. So sometimes when opportunities seem to slip away, maybe it wasn't really the right thing for us, or maybe we weren't quite ready to deal with it yet. But when we grapple with it and try anyway, we might find that we're better prepared to handle the next one that comes along, just like our garden spider there. This is all great for the spider, right? Fun analogy, but how does that really work for people? I mean, we don't really, spin webs. We don't have this thing sitting out there to catch some idea that floats by. So really, what good is this for me and you? Well, the spider and I have been talking, and we can create our own opportunity catcher. The first thing that we need to do is first just admit, realize and admit that opportunities of all kinds, the ones that we want, the ones that we need, are all around us all the time. I mean, you look at this flower bed here, it's just swarming with bees and flies and bee flies and insects of all kinds. And I can't imagine that spider just sitting on a plant over there and just waiting and thinking, gosh, I wish an opportunity would present itself. No, he went and got himself an opportunity catcher. So, how do we get our opportunity catcher? First, admit that there is opportunity all around us, all the time. And then we need to actually identify what kind of opportunities are we looking for? What do we want? Are we looking for opportunities in education? Do we want opportunities in career advancement, or opportunities in relationships or improved relationships? We need to know what kind of opportunities we're actually wanting and needing in our lives. And then third, this is where it gets really good. We need to make our opportunity catcher. We don't have the materials that a spider has to spin a web, but our brain, when combined with our emotional, mental, and spiritual energy, is a powerful force in this universe. And that's the thing that our opportunity catcher is made of. When we combine our mental, spiritual, and emotional energy with our brain capacity, we have the recipe for our opportunity catcher, our web. So we admit that opportunities exist. We identify what opportunities we're looking for, and we spin our web by reinforcing. We spin it and reinforce it every day by these things. So we can visualize. We can visualize what we want. We can write down what we want. Goals and aspirations and action plans. Write those things down. We can verbalize. When we visualize, write, and verbalize every day, that creates our web that catches our opportunities. And the last thing we have to do is just teach our brain to recognize the opportunity when it shows up. Now, just like our spider over there, when something gets caught in his web, that's his opportunity to live, to thrive, to flourish, to be all that he was meant to be. But if he just sits there, he will never have what that opportunity could have brought him. So he has to recognize when something shows up that it's time to take action. So we have to teach our brain the same thing. We have to recognize those opportunities when they show up. So we can do this a little bit visualizing. So there's some mental exercises. Just imagine that you say we're wanting a blue automobile. So you could focus on blue automobiles and you'd begin to see blue automobiles show up more and more in your life. Now, it's not that they suddenly increased, but you were focused on that. Your brain took notice of it and recognized it. They were there all the time, but until you started focusing on blue automobiles, you didn't notice them. They had no value to you. You didn't recognize the opportunity to see and to learn and get connected with blue automobiles. So you teach your brain to recognize what you're looking for. You focus on it by visualizing, by verbalizing, by writing. You'll teach your brain to focus on those things, and so your brain creates pathways, synapses and neuroplasticity, all that kind of stuff. You've heard of that. That's how we teach our brain to recognize the opportunities, is by focusing on what we put our web out there to catch every day. And just start taking action. There's a whole lot more to this. I'm going to make a more in-depth training to cover some more thoughts and ideas on how to build and utilize our own opportunity catcher. But I wanted to keep this much shorter than it is right now. But we're gonna wrap this up for now. Stay tuned for more to come on your own opportunity catcher. But from me and Striped Garden Spider, have a great day and start practicing looking for and recognizing those opportunities and seizing them. And hope that you plant some of these ideas in your heart so that you can start being all that you were meant to be. So I'm Andy Smith. Have a great day. This is from my garden to yours. Bye.